Power Home Remodeling. Let's see here. I asked them for a quote 3 years ago for my windows. It was $34,000. And then I was going through things with my disabilities, and so this year in 2021 I had them back, and essentially the same project with a little bit less of things, but essentially the same, was $18,500 or something like that, just under $19,000. So that's a problem right away, and I'd read that from other people online that their numbers can be double or tripled just depending on the day of the week. And I'm going to say that they're not professional. I did try to use this business. I went through the whole process listening to them. I signed an agreement, but then I had 2 other companies come out to give me their spiel. And then I put out all the paperwork for the 3 companies and did my homework and tried to decide which one I wanted. And the first one I saw was Power Home Remodeling, and they just said, hey, look, if you just sign here, you still have 3 days to cancel this agreement. Oh, okay. So that gives me time, one, to get the lowest price, because if I didn't sign today, it was going to be like, $5,000 or $8,000 more. But they said, go ahead and do your research. So I trusted them. And so this is the review I'm posting. If you have not entertained a window or siding company, you need to know that they give you a huge price, then find ways to give you a discount, then have a bigger discount for signing today. It's typical aggressive sales process. Power Home Remodeling, I believe, should be shut down for deceiving customers and then making right of rescission. I guess that's not the right word, but it kind of is, because we're dealing with money and loans and credit, and it's all dealing with your house. The right to cancel, they've made it nearly impossible. It's a 3 days from signing the contract, if you want to get the lowest price, is way too short from aspects of their own document. It literally says, and I quote, this is what's written on the document, to cancel this transaction, mail or deliver. So I can mail a document, or I guess I can get in my private jet from Denver to Pennsylvania and hand deliver a signed copy of this cancellation notice. Or, this is the best part, send a telegram to Power Home Remodeling Group, 2501 Seaport Drive, Chester, Pennsylvania, 19013. Wow. I called them and said this was nigh impossible because, well, first of all, I met with the other 2 companies, and they were about the same price point, okay? Expensive, but my house is old, built in 1952. The windows were installed in about 94. They're leaking like a sieve. Okay, I'm just losing tons of energy every day, hot or cold, doesn't matter. And my energy bills, everything. So I know as a homeowner, I need to replace these. I called them and said it was nigh impossible because, one, I've never sent a telegram. And mail is too slow from Denver to PA, so please let me do this by phone, email, or fax. And they said, no way. Our document says that you have to do this these ways. Which ways? Well, up here it says I can mail it, or I can hand deliver it, or I can send a telegram. So they were a little bit accommodating, but in a weird way. They said, we're going to send someone to your house. And would day 3 be okay with you at 10 a.m.? And I'm kind of thinking in the back of my mind, wow, that's cutting it close. Someone coming to my house. We have really bad weather outside. We've had snow, there's ice, it's cold. I don't know. Well, okay, if that's what I have to do. But I'd rather not. I'd rather do this by email, by phone, or by fax, because those are the things that I have access to. Yeah, I do faxing. I'm disabled, so I have to do that for lots of things with my disabilities and my doctors. So please let me do this. And no way they're going to send someone to me. And then they told me I had the wrong cancellation paperwork. So I wouldn't be able to do it by email or fax or by phone because I even had the wrong paperwork. So when I signed the agreement, they gave me paperwork, notice of cancellation. The title was Custom Remodeling and Improvement Agreement, Notice of Cancellation. And it has the transaction number that's unique to each customer. So they tell me I have the wrong document anyways. Okay, but that was not a truthful statement. I have that in an audio file of that phone call. So they said I had the wrong cancellation paperwork and they would send someone to my home on day 3 of the cancellation time with the right paperwork. And, I'm thinking this is cutting it way too close for my comfort level. Plus, I said, no way, I need time to read the right paperwork. So if I don't have it, this guy's going to show up at my door and I'm just supposed to sign a document? No, I want to read it first. So send it to me. So this guy, Michael Walker, he emailed a document to me in Apple Pages format. Now, if you're not aware, well, I think it's a silly Apple program. Okay, I've used both Apple and Windows. I've programmed in over 12 different programming languages. I started programming in the late 70s. It's useful to some people, but it's worthless to everybody else. And that's the document Michael Walker of Power Home Remodeling sends to me, a Pages document. Well, guess what? I was hit in 2012 and disabled, paralyzed, and Dane Bramage, I call it. And even though I used to be a computer whiz, opening a Pages document on my Windows machine or Linux machine, it wasn't going to happen. So I responded right away and said, can I please have a PDF? Well, no answer. So I called back at the end of day 2 of 3, so it's late in the day. I call back. Michael Walker is this first guy that I spoke to. The second guy I spoke to is Jason Allen Pemberton. I was not going to be on the hook for nearly $20,000 for a vinyl product. I had been exposed to 2 other companies. Neither one uses vinyl anymore. In Denver, Colorado, the high altitude and then the extreme weather changes, climate changes, we can change 60, 70 degrees in one 24-hour period. I've even seen it done in a 12-hour period. And the vinyl just stretches and contracts, and that's not what you want in your windows. Your window is already a source of energy loss. So the whole point in spending huge dollars on new windows is to mitigate energy loss. So, anyways, thus far it looked that way because I was not going to be on the hook, but it looked like I was going to be on the hook because I did not have Telegram. And mail is too slow, and I just realized I could deliver it in person, but I don't have a jet. And having somebody come to my house, well, first of all, this is COVID time, so why do that? I mean, come on, guys, why? But forget that. I want to know the paperwork before I sign it. Now, the truth is I'm also disabled and I cannot afford overnight delivery. I live on a fixed income. Yeah, I'm doing a loan to do my windows. I'm disabled, nor can I get to the post office because there is snow on the ground and my wheelchair cannot do snow. I cannot drive a car. I did not explain these things to Mr. Jason Allen Pemberton. But I did explain that Telegram and mail is slow. Telegram, I don't even know what that is. How do you send a document by Telegram? Can you do that? I don't even know. Should be reason enough. This company is making it nearly impossible to cancel an agreement. Imagine being married to a monster and not being able to divorce them. Yeah, I was married to one. Oh my goodness. She abused me physically, financially, emotionally. Wow. If I was stuck being married to her. Most contractor companies allow cancellation up until the point they order the supplies. 3-day for telegram or mail. This is dishonest of Power Home Remodeling Group. Their website is powerhrg for homeremodelinggroup.com. To give a 3-day cancellation right only by mail or telegram, what a farce. I was upset by Power Home Remodeling Group putting me into a bind. I let them know that I would have to use legal means to fight them in court if they did not cancel the agreement forthwith. Well, Mr. Pemberton called this banter. Then he sends an email to me filled with legal language. Banter for me, but not for thee. Yeah, that's called hypocrisy. Feel free to contact me and I will give you the audio for the horrendous call I had with Jason Allen Pemberton. There's the file name for the MP3. What a joke. After all this, he sends me an email saying the project has been canceled. Now, at this point in time on the clock, as the Earth spins and goes around the sun and our solar system is moving through the Milky Way, we're in a spiral galaxy. We're out at the end of that spiral. And then this galaxy itself is moving through the universe. He hasn't received any paperwork from me, and he sends me an email saying your agreement has been canceled. So he's still on the phone because I said, let's stay on the phone until we have this, because I was supposed to scan my document. The one that I was told the day before was the wrong document. I was supposed to scan that with my signature and date and send it in an email to Mr. Pemberton. Well, he sends me an email before getting the document saying it's canceled. So mail or telegram was not needed. Wrong paperwork was not true. Mr. Walker said it was the wrong paperwork. And no paperwork was needed in the end to cancel the project. Now, J.A. Pemberton was insistent that I was just filled with banter, and he said, well, this is how we treat all our customers. We have no idea why you have a problem with this. Well, I say if you really want vinyl windows, which, by the way, was made popular only after vinyl records went by the wayside. If you want vinyl, go to a big box store. Home Depot, some Lowe's, someplace like that. Otherwise, use another professional company like Lifetime Windows and Siding or Renewal by Andersen. They're at the same price point as Power Home Remodeling. But these two companies, unlike Power Home Remodeling, in all aspects of their business are professionals. Stay away from companies that have shady practices for canceling. And stay away from vinyl. If you don't believe me, do some research on how one needs to keep vinyl records stored safely. Vinyl expands and contracts way too much for windows that are supposed to conserve energy. I don't like the way that Power Home Remodeling dealt with their cancellation paperwork. Now you may say I'm a fool because I signed an agreement. Well, now let's back up a little bit, and that's the way they play this game. They say, here is a great deal if you sign up today, but do your homework. Here, we're going to leave you with all the brochures and the paperwork, and you've got 3 days to cancel. No big deal. Okay, so this is what they do. Except Power Home Remodeling makes canceling nigh impossible.